Hey, my YouTube friends. Back up in the shop this morning. Sitting here in my recliner, taking it easy. Trying to get a little strength built back up, so I'm gonna make a little short video for y'all. Talk about some stuff. The old car show was yesterday, and I was planning on going up there and making some videos and sharing them with y'all. And so been working on the old Mustang, '66 Mustang, and you never did get me see me do a final drive video, but I'd just gonna drive it up to the car show, just drive there. I wasn't gonna put it in it, but just drive it to there, and got most of the way there, and something happened. I don't know if something happened in the transmission or what. They just quit pulling, and still had good fluid level and all. So I just assumed something went out in the transmission, and so I just had one of my buddies come get it on his trailer. He just took it on over his place since it's close by, and his trailer wasn't really made to, don't have any lights, and it really shouldn't be pulled on the street. So he just took it to his house as it's close. So the shop's empty right now. I'd planned on I was actually videoing the drive up there, and all this happened, and it kind of shook me up a little bit. So I turned the video off, and somehow or another it got turned off early, and I've deleted it, and it's gone now, and can't get it back. So I hate that I lost that. And I'd kind of look back at it and see if if there's any signs of something happening to it or something. But it just all of a sudden, is just like it hit neutral. That's it. With no signs of anything going wrong. Which I'll go back. I'm gonna check. And Ford's got studs on the torque converter, so it ain't like they come out or nothing. So I know the torque converter's still hooked up, or surely it is, unless it broke those off somehow. But I'll go do some checks like that on it, maybe. The '66. I love the '66 Mustang, but that body style and all. But still, if I'm gonna put a lot of time and effort in something, and minute I'm sick, and this could be the last one that I work on. I want more of a hot rod. I want something with a V8, and since it's tore up, went down, I've had a few trade offers on it come in, and man, I just love cars. I love that car too, but all of them. So if I can, get one that's got a V8 already in it, and kind of a hot rod or something, I'd just go ahead and swap for it, and start working on another project. I can only have one at a time. I wish I could afford a couple, but and that one, if the transmission did go out or whatever, I'm just not interested in swapping out a transmission on the i6. The engine still run all right. It seemed like it all, but just the money I got in that car, it's getting about where it's the breaking even point. If I put any more, it won't be worth what I've got in it, and I'm just not in a position to sink a lot of money in something I can't get back right now. Just in case I'd have to sell it and have to have the money for treatments or whatever. My old insurance ain't that great, so I still have to pay some out of pocket at anytime. I've got a big balance. I'm just afraid they're gonna say, well, you will have to pay your balance before we can treat you anymore. Then that would I don't know what I'd do. I guess I wouldn't get no more treatments, but it's where the car is. It may be back here, it may not be. I'm not for sure. And everybody that sent stuff for it, I sure appreciate it. And if there's any way I could keep two of them, I really need something that I can, run and drive. I still need a vehicle. I still, go to the post office and got some stuff I do during the day that I need my own vehicle for. So I really need something that's going to run and drive. But eventually. You know, we got an old car that we drive. It's an family car that it's available, but you know, I still want one of my own. My voice getting messed up where my throat's swelling up so bad. The longer I talk, the more it swells up. But I like being here talking to y'all. I mean, it just seems like I'm just cooped up. Can't get out and do anything, you know. And it's the whole reason of having something up here to work on. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I love those 66. I still love it. And it just don't have the motor and transmission in it that I wanted. And you know, it's a good time while I was working on it and all. And they said it might be back in here tomorrow. I just hadn't decided yet for sure. It surprised me that it went down. You know, if it would have done that, and it was still drivable. I wouldn't never thought about trading it off or anything else. I was content with it, you know, even though it didn't have the V8 in it and 5-speed that I wanted yet. But you know, I could handle just driving it with the i6 and automatic for now. But you know, being it's tore up, it's going to have another transmission or whatever. That's just something I'm not interested in putting in it right yet. Get up and walk around a little bit. I'll have to get me a drink or I'm not going to be able to finish talking. Seems like something comes along new every day on this cancer stuff. But my doctor's appointment's Tuesday. Today's Sunday, so you know, in a couple of days at least I get to talk to him and see what he thinks about surgery. First time they said I wasn't a candidate because it was too big. So that's the whole point of the chemotherapy treatments was to get it shrunk down. But they're saying now on the scans that it shrunk maybe just a little. But maybe they can still cut it out there, I hope. But let me turn you around a little bit and I'll just let you look at the garage. I've kind of rearranged it, cleaned it up a little, and I got some projects in here I'm going to do too, and I'm going to film them. I'm wanting to kind of fix it up into a garage slash, I don't know, man cave or whatever, but just having one side for the garage and the other side is, you know, a place to come here and hang out and just be away from, I don't know, just seem like you're away from everything else, you know, just come up here and hang out with your car. To have a good, comfortable place. And, you know, I was wanting to kind of have a place to display a few Hot Wheels and, you know, stuff like that. And just, you know, have something else to work on. I run out of stuff on a vehicle, I just hop over and, you know, do a little bit on the garage or whatever. But I'll turn you around and kind of show you some of the ideas I got on that. But you see the old Mustang's not home, setting up my friends. At least it is indoors up there. He had an old building it could set in, so, you know, it's safe where it is till we figure out what we're going to do. Said I had some trade offers on it. And one of them, actually probably going to go look at today, is a 86 Foxbody, but it's got the 429 in it. And it's a running, driving car, you know. I've looked at it once before. I had the decision, I was either going to buy it or the 66. And at the time I went and looked at it, it wasn't running, so I couldn't drive it. So I ended up getting the 66. But now, since then, the guy's got it going. And now, since this happened, you know, he's wanting to, he said he would swap it, you know, since mine wasn't running and that one's not running much better. It's drivable, but it's not too much better shape. I may go check it out, but what I'm wanting to do is take this garage door out and just put up a wall in its place, you know, and have a couple of windows, and just pretty much have this one side, you know. I don't know if I'll wall it off. I may wall it off. This big old, this thing here on the floor you see it was an anchor. Dad, I helped him for a while, but he done body work and frame work, and that was the anchor for the frame machine. So you just anchor the frame machine to that and hook the frame machine, you know, to the truck, car frame, unibody, whatever you's pulling, and pull, and that would be the anchor. But being where it's positioned, you know, it kind of screws everything up if you're going to try to do anything else in here. But eventually, yeah, I was wanting to, you know, have a wall up in place of that door. That door's junk. It don't work anyway. It hadn't opened in years. Then I may wall it off here and may not. I'm not for sure yet. So I kind of like having it. I like to have it partially open or something. You know, that way it feels like it's a bigger space and the car's just right here. You know, but I hadn't decided. If you got any suggestions or anything, let me know. That's not for sure exactly how I want to go about it. But you know, I like to have a good, comfortable hangout spot over here. Then have a car to work on, you know, on this side. I'm gonna probably get one of those little metal awning things for outside. That way I could pull it out, you know, in and out, and have a place out there in the shade to work on it. Or if it's raining or something, you know, at least be out of the rain. But I was gonna get on here and, you know, share the bad news about the transmission or whatever happened to the car. You know, I'll let you know when I find out for sure. But right now, you know, it may be coming back. You may be seeing something a little different, but we'll be working on something regardless. A car in the shop, and the Foxbody is really what I wanted to start with. And it just at the time it just wasn't running, and I thought I could get the 66 running a little bit quicker. So that's the reason I wound up with it. But you know, things happened, and yeah, man, I'm not too disappointed that it went out. You know, I figured something like that would happen since old motor transmission was in it. Didn't nobody guarantee anything on it. I think you turn back around so we can talk face to face. I said I wasn't too disappointed because, you know, I wasn't no guarantees on it, and you know, I got my enjoyment out of it too. You know, just having something to come up here and work on, and it, you know, give me a reason to get up every day. And you know, that's the whole point of having it. And you know, if it's not it, it'll be another one sitting here. You know, if guy wants to trade, you know, I may do that. Said I'm gonna go look at it's a 86 5.0 is a factory 5.0 car, but somebody had put a 429 big block in it, and said it runs, but you know, I've only seen it run on video, and you know, I can tell it needs a tune up, you know, at least. So it didn't really sound too great, but you know, it's something I can hop in and at least drive home. And you know, I don't really care about the big block part of it, but man, it's there. I can work with it. I love the little rotor 5.0 engines. That's what I've had the most of growing up, and you know, I've had the most luck out of them, and I've had, you know, probably 7 or 8 of them, probably more than that, but all of them's had over 200,000 miles on them, and man, they still run like a top. Some of them might use oil or whatever, but you know, they still last a while. You can beat on them still. And you know, I just got to where I love that motor. But you know, if I go look at it today, I'll at least film it. You know, as long as the guy ain't there, you know, walking on my heels, you know, trying to talk to him or whatever, I'll see if I can get some video of it. Let y'all take a look at it. And said I'm gonna keep looking too. You know, if something else pops up that we can trade for or whatever, and you know, I may do that. Said that went about as far as I could go on a 66 anyway, without swapping, you know, the engine and transmission. That's too costly. So it was kind of running out of stuff they do on it, and said if I'd put too much more money in it, it wouldn't have been, I couldn't have got it back out, or I'd have lost too much. I don't care to, lose a little bit on one or have a little bit more in it, what it's worth. But, right now at this time, I may have could have to sell something to be able to, pay to keep me going or whatever. So, I gotta think about that option too. So, but I've got to have something up here to piddle with to keep me going too. So, it's a double-edged sword there. But either way, you'll see me piddle around on the garage too, and probably film some stuff I do outside. Then I'll get this other car, probably do the same thing we done with this other, and then I have to have a little body work. And I don't like the color, it's faded out. It's red and black two-tone, but I can't tell if it's just faded paint or if somebody rattle canned it or if it's primer or exactly what. But the body on it's straight, fairly good, but somebody hadn't took care of it. The tires is rubbed, not on this car, but it's like they took them off of another car that they rubbed on, put them on this one. Tires kind of cut up a little bit, but stuff like that. Interior is decent and all, but I'm sure it's probably got other issues. Said it wasn't running, so I didn't look at it real close. And at that time, the 66 was a little bit better of a deal. So that's what I wound up with. But we'll have something to work on here anyway. And if y'all have any suggestions on anything, I like little trucks too. I always wanted a little hot rod truck, like a little Ford Carrier or a little Toyota with some kind of V8 in it. But man, you can't find anything like it around here. It's people want an arm and a leg for the little trucks, and then I tell you, it's just costly, to even be able to put a V8 in one. All the kits and all. So I've usually just tried to stick with a car that's already set up with a V8 or whatever. But I just wanted to get on there and chat a little bit, tell you where everything was at, and appreciate everybody hanging in there and watching and commenting, and please keep it up. Don't leave because you think this car is going away. It may be back here tomorrow, or it may be a different car, or I'm not for sure yet, because all this just happened yesterday, and I ain't for sure just exactly what to do yet. I wasn't expecting the transmission to go out or whatever happened to it to happen. It wouldn't, and it's not nothing simple. It's full of fluid. Fluid didn't leak out or nothing. I checked everything, I know to check, and it just seems like to me it's probably just clutches went out or something internal went out, pump man went out or whatever, man. And it just done it all of a sudden. Nobody know how long it set. It may have set for a long time. I don't really know. I couldn't get any information about it too much. But just comment on any suggestions you got or whatever, maybe what you want to see on here, and I'll try to accommodate best I can. And I'm mainly up here just to have me something to do, and I like talking with y'all people, because cancer's kind of lonely because I can't really get out and go anywhere, and it's like everybody just passes you by, so you're not hanging out with them anymore, so nobody comes to see you. So I'm just up here doing this stuff, talking with y'all, and during the night when I'm bored and have nothing to do, I can get on and read the comments, and that cheers me up, hearing everything y'all say, and all the encouragement y'all give me to keep fighting, because it does get tough. But if I look at that one car today, I'll get you some video on here. Go ahead and damn, my nose is gonna get stopped up, but I'll get you somebody it uploaded, that way y'all can look at it, at least give me some pointers, or some directive on that, if it's something hard to swap for or whatever. I'd probably end up painting it hot rod black too. I think I got enough left actually to be able to paint that small of a car. It's a coupe car too. I didn't say that, but it's a '86 coupe, and I like the coupes better than the hatchbacks. But like I said, I'll at least video it and get it thrown up on here. It may just be a short little video, but be something to look at, you know. I should be able to get over there today. I think I feel well enough to drive that far. I hope I do anyway. But like I said again, I appreciate everybody watching and commenting, and so we'll have something back in here one way or the other, and I'll see you on the next one.